With the release of the new Ghostbusters film, of course, there's a brand new video game tie-in. Are we getting something close to the quality of the 2009 game from Atari? Or is it like that wonderful game known as Sanctum of Slime that came out a couple of years ago? It wasn't wonderful, it was pretty bad. Well, keep watching our review and find out. Like everything in life, first impressions mean a lot. And to be honest, the first cinematic we see in the game actually looks pretty good. It has this really nice cel-shaded comic book vibe, and from the voice acting, you know what? I actually kind of like the characters here. They're nameless. I mean, they actually are nameless. You actually name them before you start up your game. The team is consisted of 2 girls and 2 guys, so hey, good for equality. And we're told that we're playing as these 4 characters and not the main 4 girls from the new film because, well, they're off in Washington busting more ghosts. Yeah, we're kind of like the B team here. Sorry. For the first level, you're visiting the Aldridge Manor, and yes, this game is a top-down twin-stick shooter. The manor is where Kristen Wiig's character in the brand new film actually gets vomited on. I'm sure all of you guys seen that in the trailer. And as first levels goes, it's actually pretty fun. I mean, you actually learn how to use all your Ghostbusters equipment, the PK meter, the ghost trap, and the proton pack. And I must add, venting the proton pack and also trapping a ghost is both very much like the 2009 game. Eventually you find Gertrude, and it's a pretty fun battle. I must say, actually, one of the big highlights of this game is the boss battles. After you cap her and trap her, you're then moving on to the next level, and then we find out a big problem with the game. You pretty much just found out all that you can do in that first level. That first level was just a tutorial. Yeah, the second level, which is a cemetery, which is also so cliche for a Ghostbusters video game, teaches you how to throw the brand new ghost grenades, which are unique to each individual character. That's it. That's pretty much all the mechanics you're going to learn for the rest of the game. And remember how I said there's 4 characters in all, 2 girls, 2 guys? While they look totally different and their weapons look totally different, the gameplay is pretty much the same for all of them. You lock down, you hold down your right trigger, and you shoot like crazy. I was hoping for more individual class types, like one character being more of the healer, one character being the heavy, but we don't get that here. And even when you beat a level, you have the option of upgrading the character you just played as. Really, the only upgrades you should worry about is 1, movement speed, because good lord, your characters move slowly. And the amount of damage your proton pack can do, because obviously the more damage it does, the faster you can kill the ghosts. Now in between each level, you're going to get a cutscene, and it's not like the great cutscene we saw at the first of the game. Nope, we're getting still images and just audio. Now let me just say, the audio's not the bad part here, but for a full price video game, yes, this game sells for $49.99 at most retailers. I would expect, something a little bit more than still pictures in between levels. Another oddity about the gameplay is that you cannot die. Well, I mean, you can die, but I never did. I played the game right through. It took me about 5.5 to 6 hours, and I didn't die once. Remember that last Ghostbusters game, Sanctum of Slime? Your teammates, they were just stupid. You'd be lying on the ground dying, and they wouldn't come and save you. There's a big change with this game, and it's actually for the better, yes, but it almost makes the game too easy. They're too smart. Your teammates are actually too smart. You go down, and almost immediately they're there. There's also no difficulty option. Therefore, this game really has no difficulty to it at all. Another thing to touch on is when your partners save you, you're back at 100% health. I think when they actually help you out or you help them out and you pick them back up again, I think starting at maybe 50% would have been the better way to go. Give this game a little bit more difficulty. It honestly felt like I was just running into scenarios, not really even looking anywhere, and just, once again, holding down the right trigger and shooting left and right. And good lord, the enemies I'm shooting, they get reused over and over again. Sometimes the game even does a color palette swatch on the enemies, maybe hoping that you just don't realize it's the same enemy from level 2. There are certainly some highlights though when it comes to who you're fighting. The Terror Dogs from the first Ghostbusters and Slimer, of course, obviously show up in this game. Albeit neither of them are actually boss battles and you can defeat them pretty easily. And I know we just touched on repetitive enemies, but let's talk about the levels, because they are so long. I played through the game once. Every level I earned an A rating. That's because I explored. In exploring, each level took me about 45 to 50 minutes to complete on average. Each location actually has 2 levels to it. Therefore, the cemetery, for example, it took me about an hour and a half to complete both areas. It gets pretty boring looking at the same backdrop for so long. But wait, of course there's things to do when you're exploring these levels, right? I mean, you got that PK meter. What does that do? Well, you use the PK meter to find hidden areas where you can actually battle more ghosts. Yay! And also, Rowan, the big bad guy from the new film, has hidden pieces all around each map for really no reason. These little electronic pieces that you collect. And what happens when you collect all of them? Well, you get an achievement or a trophy, but that's about it. So from what I've seen, there's really no reason to collect any of this stuff unless you're a trophy or an achievement hunter. I know I've already talked about locations, but once again, they are so cliche. We get a cemetery, a spooky mansion, an insane asylum. Of course, being Ghostbusters, we have to go to the sewer, and we also get a Titanic-esque boat adventure. Now, there were some things I really enjoyed about the game. Boss battles were certainly a highlight. They're not all that amazing, but they definitely break up the monotony. Battling characters from the new film like Gertrude Eldridge, Mayhem, and Sparky was actually pretty fun. But the game does something in that final level that really irritates me. It's a boss battle marathon. Yes, before you get to the big evil bad guy Rowan, it has you playing through and against all the bosses you've already beaten the game, one after another. Once again, it's not hard, your teammates are going to help you out, they're actually really smart in this game, like I've said, it just feels monotonous. I will say though, after you beat all of them and you get to Rowan, it's at least something different, it's something new. And Rowan, aside from the actual cutscenes in the game, is probably my favorite part of it. Audio-wise, the game does feature Ray Parker Jr.'s classic Ghostbusters theme song, and an original score that is not from the new film, not from the old film. It's kind of its own little thing. It's not bad, it's not good, but I would love to see them get the score from the brand new Ghostbusters film done by Theodore Shapiro. Also, the game does feature multiplayer, but it's only couch co-op. Now, let me say, my wife and I, we love games that we can play together, so that's cool. I'm all for more couch co-op games. But being that this game is coming out at full price in the year 2016 and does not feature online multiplayer, are you serious? And I guess that there's a few things in the game that can kind of help you come back for more, I guess. After you beat the game, you unlock remix levels, all the levels you've already played before. Remix sounds exciting, right? It's not. These levels are pretty much exactly what you've already played, and they even lack the little Rowan kind of computer pieces you need to find, so what's the point? There's also a containment grid in the menu that you can check out where you can actually take a look at all the spooks and specters you've busted. Obviously, Slimer, Terror Dog, and Rowan are some of the big highlights for me. And we also have to touch on that there's a cheat code system. Once again, a cheat code system in a game released in 2016. Now, I have no idea what cheat codes are going to be with this game. I've not seen one actually work yet. I've tried entering 1984, 2016, all these different kind of things, and I couldn't get anything to actually work. I'm hoping that maybe we'll see like an NBA Jam Big Head mode or something like that, but if it's something really cool, we'll feature it here on Ghostbusters News. Without really knowing any of the codes, I can't really judge this area. And that's about it, except for one odd glitch I found in the game. Occasionally I had it where one of my teammates just disappeared, just vanished off the map. This happened 3 times to me throughout my playthrough. Eventually when I got to the boss battle at the end of the stage, my teammate would reappear because of a cutscene, but during that time they were just gone, like their health bar was still there, it was just 3 people running around. This can actually create quite an issue if you have 3 members of your team actually drop where they need assistance, and that 4th person is just not there to aid them. The game just obviously keeps going because it thinks that one character is still there, therefore you have to reset. I'm really hoping that gets patched for new players very soon. So that's it. That's our look at the brand new Ghostbusters game for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Steam. If you'd like to buy it, it's out now, but like I said, it's like $50. If you want to spend that money, go ahead. We did. Kind of regretting it, but we did. I can really only recommend this game for hardcore Ghostbuster fans. And when I say hardcore Ghostbuster fans, I mean fans who will buy anything Ghostbusters, like me. When the price drops to about $20 or so, I'd recommend a pickup then, especially if you have kids. With the lack of difficulty in this game, having 1 or 2 children blaze through it, it could be a fun time for them. And like I said, with a severe lack of couch co-op based games, this wouldn't be a bad buy if it's just cheaper. I usually don't rate these things, but if I had to, this game, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just kind of there. I guess 5 out of 10 maybe? But if you're feeling a little risky there, we've got links right down below where you can pick this game up right now. You can buy it, you can see the game in all of its glory for yourself. And we'll see you guys right back here next time on Ghostbusters News. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and check out our main page, ghostbustersnews.com. Once again, all the links are right down below in the description.